Okay, children. Now let me continue with the same chapter, chapter 17, our agriculture. In the first session, I explained you about the Kharif crops and Rabi crops. Now, today we are going to study about major crop groups. Now, in the major crop groups, the first group is known as food crops, as I told you in the previous session also. Now, food crops means crops that we eat, and these crops provide food to the people. Okay, and which food crops are known as food crops? Now see, rice, wheat, maize, barley, groundnut, mustard oil, or you can say oil seeds. Okay, oil seeds, groundnut oil, then sunflower oil, mustard oil. From these seeds we get the oil, and that oil we are using in our cooking purposes also. Okay, so now you can see here the pictures of rice, wheat, maize and barley. So in our daily routine food, either for the lunch or for dinner, we are using these grains. Okay, now rice. If I take rice, India is the second largest rice producing country in the world after China. The major rice producing states in India are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Bihar. Basmati rice is the most popular variety of Indian rice. So this was about rice. चावल सब खाते हैं ना, सबको अच्छा लगता है, पुलाव, बिरयानी, कैसे भी दाल के साथ भात खाते हैं. नाउ wheat. After rice, wheat is India's second important crop. Wheat is sown over the largest chunk of country's agriculture. As dry and moist climate suits wheat production, it is sown during November, January and harvested during March, April. It means wheat is a rabi crop. Okay, and rice is a kharif crop. The major wheat producing states are Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Bihar. Okay, and mainly the wheat is grown in the northern plains. Then it comes millets. Now millets means maize, barley. Millets, India is also the largest producer of millets in the world. Millets are the grains such as jowar, bajra and ragi. They grow fast in the region of little rainfall and even in soils of poor fertility without irrigation. So these millets are ready for harvest just within 45 days. Okay, millets considered more nutritious than wheat. And then you can see here in the picture groundnut, sunflower seeds, then mustard seeds. Okay, these are known as oil seeds food crops. Now after the food crops, if I'll move on to cash crops. Now what is the meaning of cash crop? Cash crop means these crops are other than grains, used as raw materials in industries and also exported to other countries. Now see, which are cash crops? You can see here jute, cotton, tea, sugarcane and coffee in India. Now see, in the cash crop, we can't eat jute like this. Cotton, tea, these are cash crops. These are the raw materials which we are taking to the factories for the production. Okay, if I'll take one by one, I'll start from sugarcane. Now, sugarcane, India figures about the leading producer of sugarcane and cotton. Now, sugarcane grows in well-drained fertile soil. Sugarcane produces states are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now, From sugarcane we can get sugar and jaggery also. Okay, then if I'll move on to jute. Jute, alluvial soil is best for the jute production, especially in the West Bengal, and jute is also known as golden fiber. Jute cultivation needs heavy rainfall. Jute cultivation needs heavy rainfall and high temperature, and it mainly grown in and around Ganga Brahmaputra delta in Assam, Bihar, Odisha and Uttar Pradesh. Jute is used to make ropes, bags and carpets. Now if I'll move on to cotton. Now cotton in India grown best in black soil. As if you remember, you have studied the soils also. Okay, different types of soils. In that you remember that in the black soil we can grow cotton in plenty. So it is grown in Haryana, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra. So from cotton we get cotton clothes also. From jute we make the different variety of things. From sugarcane we get sugar and jaggery, and from the plantation of the tea leaves we get the tea. Now tea and coffee. Now in the coffee I have shown two pictures. This is the coffee plant, where how the small fruits are there on the coffee. Then you can see the coffee seeds here. Okay, tea and coffee main beverages crops of India. Beverages means hot drinks are grown in Assam, West Bengal, Tripura and Tamil Nadu. Both tea and coffee. So this was all about your cash crops. Okay, which is used as raw material in the industries, and we get the production over there. Okay, now if I'll move on to plantation crops. Plantation means these crops are grown in large areas called plantations. They are also cash crops. For example, rubber plantation on the banks of Periyar river in Kerala, and spices are grown in Kerala and Karnataka. Now, if I'll first start with the rubber. Now, you can see rubber plant, okay. Now, latex. Now, you can see on the rubber plants, they stuck one bowl over there. From there, they collect the rubber. And latex being collected from the rubber tree. So, the liquid which they are collecting from the rubber plant is known as latex. Now, this is the rubber plant. Small part of the rubber plant is shown. Now, what do we get from the rubber? From the rubber, it is used to make tires, erasers, footwear, sport goods, mattresses. Many things we produce from the rubber plant. Okay, and that is collected through the latex, which is coming out a liquid form from the rubber tree. Now, if I move on to the spices, in your mama's kitchen also, if you go and see the spices box, you can see all the spices over there. Cardamom, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, chilies, cloves, black pepper, white pepper, everything. So as you know, spices are very important in the cooking purposes, because the food is incomplete and tasteless without the spices. So these spices we get mainly in the Kerala. Kerala is also known as the land of spices, state of spices. So both the things, either you can see the rubber or the spices we get in Kerala, Periyar river in Kerala, and spices are grown in Kerala and Karnataka. So these types of crops are known as plantation crops. Okay children, now after that, if I'll move on to livestock. For the livestock in India, it is generally reared in rural areas. Animals such as bullocks and oxen help the farmers in the field. You can see here the picture, different animals. We get meat from the pigs, sheep and goats, and use their skin to make leather. Now, here also you can see cows, pigs, horse, and poultry farming. Okay. Now, rearing of animals for milk production is dairy farming. In India, dairy farming has been revolutionized over the last 3 decades by Dr. Kurian. And Operation Flood, or the remarkable progress achieved by India, is referred to as White Revolution, which was started by Verghese Kurian. Okay, and this flood operation or White Revolution, known as Amul in India, in Gujarat, or you can say in your Anand city. Okay, it means Operation Flood or White Revolution or Green Revolution means rearing better breed of cattle and providing nutritious fodder and timely medical care to sick animals has resulted in increased productivity of animals, thus paving the way for White Revolution. Okay, so for the White Revolution or for the Operation Flood, who is responsible for that? Dr. Kurian Verghese. Okay, White Revolution, which started in 1970, is also called Operation Flood. So this was all about your agriculture with different types of crops, livestock resources, dairy farming, White Revolution. I hope you understood. Please, children, go through the lesson, read the lesson properly in your textbook, also in your lesson. Very nicely, different nice, beautiful pictures are also given for understanding. And please go through the video properly 2 to 3 times. Thank you. Have a nice time.